Hello, good morning. Living Well family, God bless us all for another beautiful and a blessed Friday. And you are welcome to another edition of Living Well 360, where we have deep conversations about every aspect of life, our health, our minds, our relationships, our purpose, and everyday wisdom that makes life a lot easier. This is a broadcast of World's Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your number one family radio station in Oyo State. I'm Oiza, Akeju, and it's a pleasure spending this time again with you on this beautiful and cool morning. And we are all blessed to see the end of another week. We had a very successful week, Monday to Friday. And we are looking up to another lovely weekend. All right, today our conversation is going to be wrapped around money. Money. The beautiful bell that rings in everyone's ears. Money. The thing we all need. Everybody wants more of it. And yet somehow, nobody seems to have enough of it. But today, I don't want us to talk much about money simply as how much you earn. And I want us to talk about our relationship with money. That is what we're going to talk about today, our relationship with money. And you know, Living Well, we go into every areas of our lives just to give us a better understanding and with wisdom to be able to manage our lives. Now, when I say we are talking about money today, sometimes the problem isn't just that we don't have enough money, okay? That's the problem. It's not as if we don't have enough money. But sometimes because we believe money will do so much for us, all right? That is the power of money, is what we believe money will do for us. And here's the question I want us to start with today. Does spending money actually make you happy? Let me ask that again. Does spending money actually make you happy? I want you to think about that for a moment. Does spending money actually make you happy? Have you ever had a terrible day and suddenly thought, let me just buy something? Maybe it's a dress, maybe it's shoes, maybe it's food. Maybe you order something online that you didn't even plan to buy. And for that moment, you feel so good. You feel so excited. You open the package. You try on the dress. You eat the food. You look at your new shoes and think, at least something good came out of today. Another reference I want to have to this question is there's someone I know in her early days. She used to be, she gets easily agitated, she gets so angry at little provocations, and most times when she responds, it's not always a palatable response. It's always very painful and bloody. So, and people have been complaining that your temper, you need to control yourself. You need to find a way to manage your responses to situations that don't favor you. And so one day she decided that whenever she's upset, she will just leave the environment and just go somewhere. So that was how this habit of hers, started. Whenever she's upset, whenever she gets into deep argument, instead of her to respond negatively or harshly, she just leaves the environment, finds an eatery somewhere, and just, spend some money, just eat, just to make herself feel good. And she kept this on for so long that at a point she felt that, look, I'm eating into my finances by spending my money just because I'm angry. So with time, by the time she matured, she now found cheaper ways to handle her emotions. Now, I asked the question, does spending money make you happy? But after spending this money, what happens? The excitement disappears, right? And it may still linger on for a while, but eventually the excitement of buying, the excitement of purchasing that thing, it will eventually fade. And at the end of the day, you are left thinking, why did I buy this? Was this actually necessary? So that is what I want us to talk about today. Money, spending, happiness, and savings. Let's start here. Money is not just paper, all right? Money is not just numbers in a bank account. Money represents different things to different people. For one person, money means security. For another person, money means freedom. And for another, it means status. But for someone else, money represents the ability to take care of their family. And for another person, money may represent success. Now think about this. When someone says, I want to make more money, what do you think they are saying? When someone says, I want to make more money. Sometimes what they are really saying is this: I want to stop worrying about tomorrow. Or I want to be able to help my parents. Or I want my children to have opportunities I didn't have. Or I don't want to depend on anybody. So money itself isn't necessarily the problem. Money can do a lot of good. It can pay school fees. It can put food on the table. It can provide shelter. And it can give you access to healthcare. Money can help you start a business. Money can help you support someone who needs help. It can even give you options. So let's not demonize money. Let's not commonize it. Money is actually a tool. And like every tool, what matters is how we use it. For instance, a hammer can build a house. The same hammer can destroy something. So money is similar. It can build, it can destroy, it can bring comfort, it can bring stress, it can create opportunities. It can also create unhealthy habits. And that's why we need to ask ourselves, what role does money play in my life? What is the essence of money in my life? Now let's get to the interesting part here. Why do we sometimes feel better when we spend money? Take a minute there and reflect. Why do I feel better when I spend money? You know that feeling now. How you feel when you spend money, when you purchase something nice. You've had a very frustrating day. Let's just picture it. You've had a very frustrating day. Your boss annoyed you. Your business isn't doing you well. And someone offended you. Or you had an argument at home. You are so tired. You are emotionally drained. And then you tell yourself, I'm going to buy myself something nice. I'm going out there to do something and make myself feel good. And suddenly, your mood changes. Why? Because buying something can give us a temporary feeling of pleasure, of control, of reward, or even a means of escape. Think about the process here with me. You see something that you like, you imagine owning it, you decide to buy it, you pay for it, you receive it. There's this anticipation you are feeling on the inside. There's this excitement. There's that little feeling of, wow, I deserve this. At least let me give myself a little treat. And for a while, you actually feel good. You actually love yourself the more. But here is where we need to be careful. Sometimes we are not buying the item. We are buying the feeling attached to the item. Let me rephrase that. You are not buying the item. You are buying the feeling attached to the item. I want you to take this last sentence through your mind. You are not buying that item. It's the feeling attached to that item, because by the time you buy it, it will make you feel good. And you may not really need that handbag. You may be buying the feeling of looking successful. You know, you may not even need the expensive meal. You may be buying what? Comfort. You may not need another pair of shoes. You may be buying a little excitement because your day was boring. Your day was stressed. You need somewhere to just relieve that stress. You may not even need a new phone. All right? You may just be trying to convince yourself that you are progressing. And there's another thing with enjoying beautiful things. Absolutely nothing. There is nothing wrong with enjoying beautiful things. There's nothing wrong. But the problem begins when spending becomes our emotional medicine. I know a lot of us are guilty of this. Spending becomes what? Our emotional medicine. We are looking for a channel. We are looking for an avenue to just let us sustain. So when the money is there, why not? Let me just go ahead and give myself a treat. There's a phrase I want us to elaborate here. I deserve this. A lot of us must have said that one time or the other. I deserve this. We say it all the time. We think it most of the time. I've worked hard. I've stressed myself. I've gone through this stress. So I deserve this. I deserve a little break. I deserve a little fun. I deserve a little release. And sometimes you actually do deserve it. Yes, you actually deserve it. Because every worker deserves his pay, right? So please, I don't want you to misunderstand me here, okay? Living Well 360 is not telling you to become miserable in the name of saving money. That is not what we are saying here. You work hard, enjoy your money, buy nice things, eat good food, take yourself out, buy that dress you've been admiring, buy the shoes. There is absolutely nothing wrong with enjoying the fruits of your labor. But ask yourself one question before you spend. Am I buying this because I genuinely want it or because I don't want to feel what I'm currently feeling? The motive behind spending, the motive behind purchasing. And this is a powerful question I want us to reflect on. Why am I buying this? Now, if you are angry and you shop, if you are lonely and you shop, if you are depressed and you shop, if you are stressed and you shop, if you are feeling unsuccessful and you shop, then the real issue may not even be your wardrobe. It may be the emotion underneath the spending. And no shopping bag can permanently fix that. Let me quickly tell you a story. Moturayo works very hard, okay? Every month when her salary comes in, she has bills waiting. The rent is there, the food, the transport, the school fees, family responsibilities. And honestly, by the middle of the month, she's already mentally exhausted, financially exhausted. Then one particular Friday like this, she had a terrible week. It was the end of the week for her. It was terrible. Her boss had criticized her work. She had argued with her husband. Her child had been demanding. She was exhausted. She felt so pressured. She was pulled from every side. And on her way home, she saw a beautiful handbag. And by the way, she has been seeing it. She has been seeing it along the way. And this bag wasn't cheap. And that evening she thought, you know what? I've suffered enough this week. I deserve some consolation prize at least. And she went ahead and bought it. And at the moment she paid for it, she felt very happy. She felt so good about herself. Like that transaction just took her frustrations away. She was so excited. She was happy. She took the bag home. She admired it. She even took pictures of the bag. And she felt like herself again, like, I think I'm back to myself. But do you know, a week later, an unexpected expense came up. And Motunrayo needed money. She looked at her account. She didn't have enough. And salary wasn't coming in yet. Instantly, she thought of the unplanned purchase, which is the handbag. It was beautiful. It was brand new. But she still has her bills to pay. And that's the point here. The handbag wasn't bad. The spending wasn't necessarily bad. But Motunrayo had spent money she would have used to meet this unexpected need. all because she was trying to make herself feel better. And that's where we need to become more intentional, more cautious. So here's a little living well exercise for you. The next time you're about to buy something you didn't plan for, take a minute and think it through. This thing I'm about to buy, is it necessary? Is it something I can do without? Don't immediately say yes, okay? Ask yourself, number one, do I really need this? Number two, can I comfortably afford this? And number three, would I still buy it if I wasn't upset, sad, angry, or stressed? Let me take the last question again. Would I still buy it if I wasn't upset, sad, angry, or stressed? This is a very powerful question. At every point of purchase, you ask yourself these questions. This thing I'm about to buy, is it necessary? Is it something I can do without? Am I buying it because I'm upset, I'm angry, and I just want to feel good? Because sometimes when the emotion passes, the desire disappears. And you might even begin to tell yourself, after you have reasoned before making that purchase, that thank God I waited. And that brings us to something that doesn't always give us an immediate emotional high. That's saving. Saving. Why saving, right? Well, saving money may not be very exciting. Let us be honest. Saving money. Because at the time that money comes into your hands, you have 1,001 things you need to buy. You have 1,001 bills to settle. But somehow your mind keeps saying, save a little. And you're thinking, if I save this money, then how would I meet my needs? Saving money. So let's be honest here. Spending, let's say 20,000 naira can feel so exciting. But putting that 20,000 naira into savings, not quite the same feeling. But savings does something very important. It gives your future self a little breathing room. When you save, you're basically saying, I may not need this money today, but I know tomorrow may come with responsibilities. Savings is preparation. Savings is protection. Saving is discipline. And sometimes saving is peace of mind. Imagine having an unexpected medical bill. Imagine your car breaking down. Imagine your business needing urgent repairs. Imagine losing a source of income temporarily. When you have some money set aside, the problem may still be stressful, but at least you are not starting from zero. And that is one of the biggest values of savings. It gives you options. Sometimes people say, when I start earning more, I'll save. But here is the problem. If you don't develop the habit when you have little, having more money doesn't automatically make you disciplined, because your lifestyle usually grows with your income. You earn more. You upgrade your phone. You move to a more expensive apartment. You start eating more expensive meals. You buy more clothes. You travel more. You take on more responsibilities. And suddenly, you are earning much more than before, and you are still saying, I don't have money. That's why saving is a habit, not just an income level. You don't have to start with a huge amount. Just start somewhere, even if it is small. The important thing is to develop the habit of keeping something aside. Because 1,000 naira saved consistently is teaching you something. It's teaching you, I don't have to spend everything I receive. And that mindset is powerful. I want us to rethink our relationship with money from this moment on. Money should serve a purpose in your life. Now ask yourself, what am I earning for? What am I spending money on? What am I saving for? What am I building? What am I protecting? If all your money disappears into consumption, you may be living from one financial emergency to another. But when some of your money goes towards your present needs, your enjoyment, your future, and your responsibilities, you are beginning to manage money intentionally. And please, don't compare your financial life with what you see on social media. Social media is a deceptive ground. Someone posts a new car. Someone is on holiday. Someone bought a designer bag. Someone is showing a beautiful house. And you don't know what is happening behind the picture. You don't know if they saved for it. You don't know if they borrowed. You don't know if someone bought it for them. You don't know if they are financially capable, comfortable, or even financially struggling. So don't allow someone else's lifestyle to dictate your spending. Your money should answer to your priorities. And let me put it this way. Spending gives you something now. Saving gives you something later. And we need both. So if you only save and never enjoy your money, you may become unnecessarily restrictive and resentful. If you only spend and never save, your future self may suffer. So the goal isn't never spend. The goal is spend consciously, spend wisely. Enjoy your money, but don't spend tomorrow's money today. Treat yourself, all right? Be nice to yourself, but don't use treating yourself as an excuse to avoid dealing with emotional problems, like impulsive spending. So you can buy beautiful things, but don't use possessions to measure your worth. You can help people, but don't destroy your own financial stability trying to prove that you are generous. And save, even when it doesn't feel exciting, because one day you may be very grateful that you did. So I want us to change a few things we say about money. Instead of saying money is meant to be spent, try money is meant to be managed. Instead of saying I deserved it, try I deserve good things, but I also deserve financial peace. Instead of I'll save whatever is left, try I'll save something before I start spending. Because if you wait until everything else has been paid, there may be nothing left. And one more thing, instead of saying I need this because it will make me happy, but how long will the happiness last? So why not try and say something like, what else could make me feel better without spending money? Maybe you need sleep. Maybe you need to talk to someone. Maybe you need a walk. Maybe you need prayer. Maybe you need to cry. Maybe you need to rest. Maybe you need to step away from the situation. Maybe you simply need to breathe. Not everybody needs a shopping receipt. And sometimes what we need isn't something new. Sometimes all we need is just to take care of ourselves. Okay, so before we wrap up today's conversation, I want to leave you, as always, with your Living Well Challenge, my favorite segment of the show. So your Living Well Challenge for the next 7 days is for you to pay attention to your spending. Pay attention to your spending. What are you spending money on? I want you to just observe, all right? You can even, document your spending. See what you have bought in the course of one week. Every time you want to buy something that you didn't plan for, I want you to pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Am I bored? Am I sad? Am I stressed? Am I trying to reward myself? Or am I trying to impress someone? Or do I genuinely need or want this? Then ask, will this purchase still make sense to me tomorrow? And if the answer is yes, go ahead, enjoy it. But if you realize you are trying to buy your way out of an emotion, then just stop right there. Just hold the brakes right there. Deal with the emotion, not just the shopping cart. And if you don't have a savings habit yet, please, I encourage you to start one. However little it is, start one today. Don't wait until you are earning millions. Start small. Start realistically. Be consistent. Because financial wellness isn't about how much money you have. It's also about how wisely you handle the money that comes into your hands. Money can give you comfort. It can create opportunities. It can solve problems. It can help you care for people. But money cannot become your identity and shouldn't become your identity. And don't let spending become your emotional therapy. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to have a healthy relationship with money. To enjoy it, to save it, to use it wisely, and to give when you can. And to make sure that money is helping you build the kind of life you actually want. Don't just make the money. Learn how to live well with it. Okay? And remember, living well is a journey. And every small step you take makes a lot of difference. I am Oiza Akeju. See you on the next edition of Living Well 360. I want you to have a very, very productive day. God bless you.